Financial Counsellor Mentorship program came about through the idea of building, firstly, the pool of Indigenous financial counsellors, qualified Indigenous financial counsellors across Australia, then also to build the capacity of our current employees. And then the other thing that it would also do would be to, looking at the communities that we serve, providing an improved service, fantastic service that was professional and efficient to our clients out in Indigenous communities.
We saw that there's a shortage of financial counsellors in the sector, so we're finding it hard to recruit from other states or even within this state. So we decided to with the help of the Commonwealth Bank, to start building capacity within our own organisation.
My position was it was the interface between the students and ICANN and the TAFE, and making sure that all the little things were taken care of, and so that the program ran smoothly.
Having the opportunity to come over here is just priceless. It's just, having everybody in the room for several days has been fantastic, because they're also scattered around in different communities. We've got Thursday Island people, we've got people down in Palm, we've got Yarrabah, and so bringing them all together helps them as well, and it helps me, because we can all sort of have this wonderful networking and interaction. And even they have given me feedback. Yesterday I asked for feedback and written feedback, and they gave me the feedback that they really appreciated the chance to get together and to problem solve together. So we can work on case studies and scenarios and their real life experience, and we can do it in groups, and they can compare experiences. We've got the more experienced ones mentoring the less experienced ones, and so just the whole real-time thing, being face-to-face in the one room together, is invaluable for this particular group.
It was very difficult for me at the start of the course, because I haven't done or engaged in any sort of formal training like that for a number of years. This is my first qualification in my working life. I left school when I was in grade 10 and went working on cattle stations, so it means a great deal to me. It's an achievement that I'm very proud of, and it's been fantastic that I've been given the opportunity, through ICANN. ICANN has given us all this opportunity to receive these qualifications.
We meet once a week online in real time using a conferencing application called Illuminate, and it's a virtual classroom, and we all meet, and I conduct a class online once a week, but in real time.
The biggest thing that I'm looking forward to is actually putting it all into practice.
They've got all their materials up on a place called Blackboard, which is a learning interface. They can go there and they can access PDF documents and Word documents and links and other resources as they need them.
Although it's online based, it's really good because everybody logs in, and we all have the opportunity to give feedback and discuss any questions.
What you've basically done is a bit like what iCal did for Indigenous customers. You've brought them closer together by doing it with technology around Skype and your virtual classroom, and to have that person in the community is just going to be such a wonderful outcome. It doesn't surprise me that others want to have a look at what you're doing and to replicate that right across Australia, particularly the remote parts of Australia. Why wouldn't you? Just imagine the outcomes that are going to happen in those communities when we have Indigenous financial counsellors on the ground. I mean, that's something to really look forward to, and we're really proud to be involved in that.
It gives people a real sense of purpose in their work, and seeing that they're sort of working at a high level, and they're sort of working in the mainstream sector as well. They're part of associations and so forth that aren't Indigenous. They're mainstream associations, and they're recognised sort of in a mainstream context, and it's really good to have it not as separated as an Indigenous activity. It's actually a mainstream activity. It just happens to be in the Indigenous community.
Good morning, Yarrabah. How can I help you? Last year we had a company that was going around signing people up for rental contracts for white goods, and all those contracts ended up being rescinded after we identified it here, and it went to the Office of Fair Trading, and Office of Fair Trading spoke to the company, and I think it amounted to, in a couple of weeks, they'd signed up about $2.6 million in contracts from here to communities up as far as Hopevale.
You know, having these people on the front line in these remote communities really makes a difference. It helps with the regulators, the government regulators, because we provide a liaison service. We can provide them all the intel that they need to act.
A lot of Indigenous people don't understand their rights or where they can go to or who to turn to, and that's why it's very important to have organisations like ours on the ground in the community, because people know straight away who you are and what you do, and they come to you, and all problems are then identified within the community, whereas otherwise people would just leave it and sweep it under the carpet, and then they'd go through the process of being threatened by debt collectors and, you know, threatened with court and stuff like that.
It's really essential to have local people in these positions, because the local residents, you know, feel comfortable to come and talk about it. There's a lot of shame factor that comes with this type of thing, and local residents are more likely to feel comfortable to come and talk. But it's also important that those people that work in those positions have the skills to be able to help them. And that's what we've done here, and the quality of service that our financial counselling graduates provide is quite significant.
I think what's happened in Yarrabah, and especially with us receiving our diplomas and making us qualified financial counsellors, I think it's really shown the dire need for it because of the issues that are suffered on by people on communities. A lot of people on communities just taken advantage of. The dodgy dealers, of course, they're very aware of what they can do and what they can get away with on communities, and how easy a target Indigenous people are.
We've really still got that strong desire from leadership, you know, right to the top of the Commonwealth Bank, to make sure that the commitments that we make in our Reconciliation Action Plan are actually hitting the mark. Yeah, it's a long-term commitment. We all know that you know, to get better outcomes takes time.
This whole program took a team effort, and everybody stepped up to the mark to make this program a success.